Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. This is more of a follow-up to the last video that I just did about the prices exploding. There was a lot of confusion and a lot of things going around trying to figure out exactly why the price of Bitcoin or all the coins in general completely shot up, and I'm actually glad that they're still up. I was slightly afraid that there would be a bit of major pullback after the gigantic jump. So this is kind of what people are thinking is going on right now. In a move which startled traders used to the 2018 sideways price movements, Bitcoin to the US dollar passed $8,000 twice before settling around $7,700 at press time. Before the change, Bitcoin traded around $6,800 across major exchanges. So it goes back to the story. A lot of people think that there's big money manipulating the market, which seems kind of true as the volume and even the price of Bitcoin went up by $1,200 over the course of minutes, like actual minutes for those who did not see the earlier video. What's more, Bitcoin changed hands during this 1 hour than any time in Bitcoin's history with $1.2 billion trading volume. Quarterly future contracts on the OKEX totaled 1.3 million before the rise, worth around $133 million at the time, and which one Twitter trader called the largest ask he had seen at the time. The knock-on effect of billionaire George Soros announcing he would enter the cryptocurrency market trading arena is still expected to move markets. When I looked around, there was a lot of news that they assumed that it was George who had gotten into the market and dumped his money into it, told his friends to dump the money into it, whatever the case might be. This doesn't seem to be exactly it, and apparently people are still waiting for the market to move a bit further. Once he gets into it, once the Rockefellers get into it, or whenever he decides to officially state that he has entered the cryptocurrency market, despite the head of macro investing at New York-based Soros Funding Management getting permission to trade, Bloomberg reported April 6th, it still remains unclear when the final moves will occur. So this is what I think was actually the reason for it, and it's in this article right here. Bitcoin's price jumps $1,000 in 30 minutes of market growth across the board. The crypto market experienced an explosion of growth today, April 12th, with Bitcoin jumping more than $1,000 to break $8,000 over just a 30-minute period, and the rest of the market solidly in the green. This is incredible. The fact that this graph, whatever you want to call it, is absolutely incredible to see exactly what was like flying up at the exact same time. So while no specific events have been confirmed as to the reason for the sharp price jump across the board, Twitter users have speculated that the recent news that Bitcoin has been declared compliant with Sharia law, according to a report published online today, April 12th, may have contributed to the spike. Additional 1.8 billion people will now be able to buy Bitcoin because Bitcoin is declared halal and holy for Islamic community. Expect to bounce as soon as Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Abu Dhabi sovereign funds enter crypto markets. And this kind of matches the timing if you really think about it, because this happened a couple hours ago. They are ahead of the rest of the world in terms of time. So the fact that they would all wake up, check their computers, and then start running to whatever the case might be, this seems to be the more or less the reason for it, because there was a bit of a pullback. A lot of people didn't notice it a couple of months ago when Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies were declared illegal. I forgot exactly what the reason was that they said that it was not holy for those who follow Islam. It was not halal. I can't remember the exact reasons. I read the article and I kind of passed over it. I didn't see it as super significant. So the fact that 1.8 billion people will now be able to buy, sell, and trade not just Bitcoin, but all cryptocurrencies, this seems to be the exact reason. So this is actually a website that spoke a bit about what is going on with cryptocurrencies and them being legal for those who are religious. And this is actually the exact document where they actually go into detail and talk about that it actually is, I believe this is the article where they talk about that it is legally compliant for those who follow that religion. So odds are, if you have that part of the world paying attention to around the time when the prices kind of shot up, it does kind of all add up if you want to. This is literally all that I can find, but this is probably the most credible and most realistic reason. It's kind of like if China had said, hey, we're definitely going to allow everyone in the country to deal in cryptocurrencies again, and that's over 1 billion people. 1.8 billion is a lot of people, especially when there's a large majority coming from very, 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 very rich countries. This is also another reason when you look around why people are saying that this could be a follow-up. Whenever there's news, people always say that it takes about a day to kind of seep into people's brains or to kind of really get out there before things start moving. Maddie Greenspan, a senior market analyst at eToro, said that Wall Street is prepared to inject new liquidity into Bitcoin, and that's exactly what the market needs. Greenspan, in an interview with Bloomberg, addressed the market themes surrounding Bitcoin and some of the issues facing the market, as well as Bitcoin as a payment method. He provided some institutional insight, saying that the more liquidity we get into the market, the better it's going to be, pointing to a Wall Street on the fringes and ready to get involved. He says they're building the bridges as we speak. Whether they're going to go full on bull, full on bear, we don't know. But the important thing is that they're getting ready to take on and inject new liquidity into this market, and that at least should even things out and stabilize the price. He pointed out that while Wall Street tried, they missed the party in cryptocurrencies last year with the CBOE and CME launching Bitcoin futures right at the peak in the Bitcoin price. eToro observed an uptick in the number of its customers looking to open accounts and start trading Bitcoin in November. We talked about institutional money entering the market for a very long time, and I do think it's very funny that they did get in right as the market had completely gotten to the top after so long. Not to even go back into it again for too long. We talked about so long with Jamie Dimon and so many other people. They were talking about how Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies were a bubble and they hated Bitcoin and why are people doing this, and everyone who's in it, even Warren Buffett, they were all coming forward talking about how they hated cryptocurrencies. They couldn't stand them. They thought they were a bubble. And for some reason around September, October, this is when they all started praising it. They were talking about how they were trying to get ETF started. They were trying to get mutual funds and hedge funds, and they thought it was the greatest thing. And they started talking about how it was digital gold, and this was definitely going to change the world. And they were then telling people, their clients and stuff like that about it. And then we had news about all these other banks that were opening up Bitcoin accounts so you could deposit your Bitcoin with them. It's all clearly coordinated because all these people know each other, but this could be another reason. This interview was, I believe, a day ago. So when you get news from someone like Greenspan who's talking about that there are billionaires and millionaires who are sitting on the sides who are talking about putting money into the cryptocurrency market and specifically into Bitcoin, you're going to get some type of movement. So I think it is a mixture of these three things, but to be realistic, it seems more likely the $1.6 billion, the 1.6 billion people thing seems to be the most realistic. To continue things outside of the why has Bitcoin shot up, OKEX has announced that they are also going to be moving to Malta. Another major cryptocurrency exchange is set to set up shop in Malta, cementing the small Mediterranean islands nation status as a burgeoning hub for cryptocurrency startups. OKEX, the world's second largest cryptocurrency exchange as measured by daily trading volume, on Thursday announced that it will open an office in Malta and make it a foundation for further OKEX growth. Malta's virtual financial asset acts is a solid foundation for the industry and the government to work together in fostering the nascent blockchain digital asset industry. More specifically, Malta's second sound risk-based approach will help cumulative, oh my gosh, my English is just dying today, will help cultivate a responsible, compliant, and healthy ecosystem, explained Tim Bayan, Chief Risk Officer and Head of Government Relations at OKEX. Okay, the sun has just entered my room. You guys can't obviously see that, so it's actually covering this entire part of my screen, but that's still no excuse for my reading skills. They fall apart as I get further into every single video. A lot of companies are slowly moving to more favorable countries. This is not a trend that I see dying anytime soon. There's been a lot of countries that have not been very favorable to cryptocurrency exchanges or to cryptocurrencies. And anytime you get any type of country that says, hey, come over here, we'll definitely help you out, this is going to continue even further. But it's great because this will allow them, a lot of them, especially when it comes to Binance as well, they will be opening up fiat pairs and stuff like that. So that is only going to help the market. I feel like everything is leading up to this like perfect storm. Like everything is kind of coordinated. We get the news every other day that this is happening, this person is moving into this, that, so-and-so is happening. And the fact that they're all moving to these very crypto-friendly places that will allow them to kind of expand, especially expand further into Europe. And Europe even coming forward saying that they definitely like blockchain and cryptocurrencies. I think it's all kind of in your face at this point that 2018 could be a very interesting year for cryptocurrency prices. Last up, I have no more breath inside of me. For 25 glorious minutes, users were free to create accounts on Bittrex, one of the most popular cryptocurrency exchanges. This news might seem underwhelming. However, the Seattle-based cryptocurrency exchange is 7th largest in the world as measured by daily trading volume, has paused new user registrations in December, and as it worked to scale up its operations to account for the dramatic growth it had seen since the 2017 bull run. Since then, users have been onboarded throughout a waitlist program. I actually got a message from a friend when they opened up accounts again. You were able to open up a new account. My friend was like, wow, they finally opened it back again, and then sent me a message about 10 minutes later that it had completely closed. Apparently, it got a bit too crazy. Once again, people flooded the entire website. They said there was an overwhelming response from new users, and they once again shut it down. It's kind of like I was going to tell you something completely off topic, but it doesn't. It's kind of like when you tell people they can do something and you tell them no and they want to do it even more, and then you keep telling them no, and then they kind of stand online waiting for you. And then, I mean, it kind of seems like what it is. I'm pretty sure they probably were able to handle it, but I guess the telling people no is, something that's good for their website. But it's good to hear that more people are jumping into cryptocurrencies once again. Okay, guys, I am completely exhausted. The sun is also in my eyes and on the screen. It's all kind of weird. Hope you guys have a great day wherever you are, wherever you might be. This seems to be the potential reason why the market is back up. I don't honestly care why it's up. Just the fact that it is up. I hope it continues to go up, whatever the case might be. This is all good news, and I'm very happy that it has happened. Hope you guys continue to have a great day wherever you are, wherever you might be, whatever you might be doing. Thank you once again for watching, and I will talk to you all soon. See you.